not even
PC
good
warrior.
ice.
Alright, hey everyone!
Yeah.
Welcome to another Wildewitch RP live play
Oh, we're
TTRP.
live.
Good to
Yes,
be
we're
here.
live. I said that we were live. Uh, live play TTRPG session. What is Wildewitch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company to create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we are playing D&D. If you notice that I sounded a little off, I am recovering from a sickness, but I'm happy to be here. Tonight's session features the Burning Veil storyline, set in our very own Velinara campaign setting. It is a deeply personal tale of trust, betrayal, magic, and magnificent ambition, where the fate of the world hangs in the balance. With us at the table, we have several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it is time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now let us meet our courageous, daring heroes as they've been, familiarizing themselves with a new sanctuary out in Vale de Voxa. And we'll begin with our introduction for Bracken.
Yeah, hey everybody, it's me. First off, I want to say good job, Faye. Good job on that intro. Didn't miss a beat. Good for you. Bracken is played by me, who is Thresh, and Bracken is a Kender monk fighter. He's very good with punching things and kicking things really hard, but he's not very good with his words, but he tries his best. He's getting better at cooking, which he's been using as a mechanism to ingratiate himself in with the group a little bit more. Uh, but overall, he's not very good at the speaking words. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Next up for our introductions, let's learn about Avi.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kelsey. First of all, Faye, great job. Welcome back. Uh, I'm playing Avi. She's a half-elf bard sorcerer who cares about her friends deeply. Uh, is constantly quietly singing or humming, and is just a little spooky.
We love a little spooky around
We
here.
sure do. We sure do.
Hey, sandwich.
Sandwich, hi. Um, let's move to our next introduction and learn about Cecil.
Hello, my name is Brent, and I'll be playing Cecil Darkholm. He is a forest gnome cavalier and also a little bit of a cleric now recently. So he's kind of figuring that out and exploring that, kind of getting more of a connection back home through that way. And yeah, we'll see how the dice go, but he's hoping to not have developed IBS.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Tummy troubles.
Amazing. And then, last but not least, why don't we learn about Oberon?
Hello, everybody. My name is Bo, and I play Oberon Kalmeyer, esteemed anthropologist of the Order of Fate's design. He is a furball druid sorcerer and one heck of an awkward person.
All right, amazing. Well then, with that, there is no further ado in diving into our session. And you all have made it to the sanctuary of the Order of Fate's design. You've met a few of the people there, including a reunion with Decivara and Northondrel, who talked to you a little bit about the next moves. You've seen how the sanctuaries connect to the different planes in the form of the portal room, which perhaps helps in how they're able to cover such wide expanses in their efforts. And you even made a closer connection, or at least started one, with Oberon, who acted as a guide for most of you. But now you had taken rest in the area. If you've not pressed your long rest button, I know it's been a bit, you can 100% press that now. And you are, yeah, long rest. And you are able to start fresh in Vale of Oxa after a lovely bongo performance that happened out in the courtyards. We definitely had that happening too. I believe that was a natural 20.
It was a jam session.
It was a jam session. That's right.
Thank you. It wasn't just bongos.
It wasn't just bongos.
I believe it's pronounced a yam session.
Do not.
You're so right. I'm sorry.
Do not
Oh,
start
God.
with me on that. But how do you guys greet the morning here in the Vale of Oxa Sanctuary for the Order of Fates Design? Also, please note you have a +1 to your AC for the rest of the session.
Woo!
Get cable.
Bracken is figuring out where his new kitchen is.
There are a lot of kitchens in the dormitories, where the rooms are. There are a few like common areas where you have kitchens.
Excellent. I'll just go ahead and start using ingredients that I find in there.
Yeah, a lot of these you would recognize. Actually, a lot of these ingredients. A lot of them are cultivated from Vale de Ferra.
Perfect. We're getting busy.
Would you like to roll a cooking check on that?
Yeah, remind me what a cooking check entails.
1d20 plus intelligence, and then proficiency modifier for any sort of cook's tools or utensils.
Do I have anything on it? No, so I'm just gonna roll. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll that, and then plus our proficiency is gonna be a 16.
All right. So 16. Yeah, it is a standard breakfast. Nice Vale de Ferran breakfast. You get to describe what that looks like.
It's this one, since it's Vale de Ferran, it's gonna be a lot more egg tarts, sweeter things. There's still some protein in there, but it's more with sweeter glazes, things like that. Sort of like candied spam that you would find in Masubi's, things like that. And brighter flavors, for sure.
Heck yeah, love it. So that's Bracken's morning. What about the rest of you?
Cecil would be a little unsure and not completely trusting quite yet of the surroundings, so he would probably go ahead and eat the breakfast for sure. And just kind of keeping an eye on anyone that is keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, there's definitely a few other figures that are in the compound, especially in this sort of section of the dormitories. Like I said, there are multiple common areas, multiple kitchens. So a few of them are, utilizing this one. Perhaps this is closest to their room. They don't really come up and engage you, but there is a curiosity watching you as they partake in their own breakfast.
Abby would have gotten up pretty early. Early for her anyway. Being in Vale de Voxa, where she's coined it as her song because it came to her. Where that's where it comes from. I think she would go back to that like observation deck area. Like it's just as close to the edge as she could get, and singing it out quietly just to the expanse, just to see if there's any kind of reaction in the world around her.
As you are doing that, you What's your passive perception?
16.
You would hear the soft sort of crunch of the grass behind you. And then someone beginning to hum along after listening to you for a little bit.
You know it too.
And you would hear the voice of Lithariel, the figure you had been introduced to before and seen by the hospital. And they look up. It's something you hear sometimes. Yes. I hear it after a bad accident or someone's come back from a mission. And I try to help them, but it's too much. And then they join the song.
Yeah, that makes sense. Haunted me when I died. Haunted me for a while before I knew exactly what it was.
Mortality can be haunting, but sometimes the cycle of it is quite beautiful.
Exactly what I've come to find.
You have a lovely singing voice.
I wish I could take credit for it. I was just born with it.
And you see that there's a soft smile that comes to Lithariel's face.
Avi, by the way.
Lithariel, though I think Lefrega told you that.
Yes. You were quite busy when we were getting our tour, so.
We help the grasses grow, and I collect a lot of the herbs and flowers.
It's important.
It helps people. If there's anything you need for teas or anything like that, you don't see it. You can let me know and I can help sometimes.
I'll try and remember that. Thank you.
Is there anything else that you do this morning, Bobby?
I'd probably just kind of sit there quietly for a while before trying to find breakfast.
I'd say it's easy enough to follow your nose to find breakfast.
Good.
And then, Oberon, anything that you do this morning?
I feel like he probably would have been like almost like in his little personal nook in the library, sleeping, probably reading some book about honestly just doing research in like the different cultures of like the places that they're going to, if that makes sense, because he wants to be knowledgeable and very respectful of them. But I think that he would wake up with like realizing that he dozed off while reading, and most likely, I don't know how far he would be from where breakfast is, but he definitely would try to like be like, oh, is quite a delectable smell, and then find it.
Alright, so, uh, yeah, I'd say you're able to find the others, for sure. So you all come together for breakfast. Ansel and Renan would also be present for this, as they are here too.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Buenos morning.
Mm-hmm.
Cecil's giving a lot of side-eye to open.
Same.
I'm sorry, did I interrupt something? I don't mean to be a burden. I will go to have my normal breakfast. It's fine.
No worries. This is your place. We're just busy.
Oh, well, yes, but I don't want to interrupt a normal tradition that you all have.
Do you not have breakfast here?
No. I just didn't want to interrupt you. That
So you lied to us. You do have this where you're from.
you know what? I'm just gonna go, and I will just go to like the
You
main
don't have
area.
to.
As you are making your way to leave, a figure is approaching. A figure that you all recognize. It is Lefrida.
Oh, I forgot. Good morning.
Morning. And a morning to you all as well.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
So what's next for our guests?
No?
And Lefrida kind of takes a seat at the table looking at the rest of you all.
Oh, well, are we not about to prepare to go to Lumion?
Lumion. You've ever been before?
No, but close. From what I understand. We've been to Wildewitch, of course. One of our own's from there. I've only been to Atravenza and partially the realm of Twilight. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, well then that's my experience with Wildewitch. It was a pain to get there last time. Thinking it'll be easier this time.
Should be. So long as you don't piss off Cypher.
Just a little glance to Bracken.
Bracken's just eating breakfast, kind of head down, not paying attention. He's letting everybody else figure out the logistics of today. Num 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 num. Oh, what's up? Yeah, totally.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Mm.
Well, I will leave you all to your breakfast. A meeting this morning. And Lafrida will stand up and leave the way that he came.
Despite, how we have interacted in the past, he's kind of a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah.
He is nice, but to me he's very intimidating.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, it really is a me problem.
Well, Ansel speaks up. He may be, intimidating as he can be. Leadership positions typically allow that to a person's reputation and image. He may be someone that would be beneficial. He is able to gather enough information upon us to act on it. Maybe flawed information as it may be. Those skills are useful.
Well said.
Yes, honestly, I have to be honest, I'm really excited to be leaving here.
Cannot imagine a place like this, Ron begins, is helpful for the mind for too long. The sprawling nature of the dormitories is impressive, but perhaps can be overwhelming. Very limited in where you may go.
Yes, it oftentimes feels, well, I think this is more in the literal sense, it feels like you're stuck in between worlds and nowhere's ever truly your home. And I mean, I guess that just fits into how my life has always been. And I guess I'm still looking for that.
As breakfast kind of continues on around you, the there is the presence in what Avi had spoken earlier to Lefriga, your next move. As you all kind of have that looming in front of you as breakfast comes to an end. You do anything to pursue or delay or what have you?
I might go to the library just to see if I can find a general book of information about Volumian, popular tourist spots, places that an angel might construct of a heart, and where she might go after Just a book that has all that information in it would be real helpful.
So, unfortunately, a book with all those answers does not seem to exist in this library.
Ah, dang it.
But you do find a book that does tell you a little bit about Volumian.
Great.
There is the need to pull up my Volumian cheat sheet here real quick.
Ooh, faded study.
Says right there, there's a really great silversmith in the city.
As you are you have so much information on it. There it is. Okay. So, it is in as the realm is much similar to that of Veil d'Umbra and shifts. Typically, Volumian is found in the southern region of the domain of the sun, a area that is ever present and ever drenched in sunlight. It rests along the Gloamtide River and is at a major junction before breaking away to several different rivers, all spreading throughout the sunset expanse. There is a sibling city, Velavir, that is almost always situated to the southwest along the main part of the Gloamtide, as that continues down to the domain of Twilight. It's very prominent. It's one of the largest in the Courts of the Sun, known for the delicate balance between light and shadow. It has lots of Fey architecture and natural beauty, and it has drifted into twilight during seasonal shifts, which has given the ethereal dreamlike quality to captivate all who visits, but most often it is in perpetual afternoon light.
I think just real quietly, I'll be like, a lot of sunshine means a lot of shadows, Arcturus. This is exciting.
There's just like a impression of like a huff, like that little gruff that dogs do. That's it right there.
Yeah, that's it.
That was scarily really good.
I grew up with dogs. I got used to it.
All right, so, yeah, so you get like a basic understanding of it. You would find that there is a one feature of Volumianth that seems to be central to Volumianth in the fact of their Skeledon transportation. They have tracks that encircle most of this, a lot of the city, for a interesting mode of transportation. That's probably something that a lot of the tourists take part in rather than the locals.
Nice. Maybe they do like Skeledon tours.
Yep.
With all the best sites. I'm excited.
This
Just
is
to-
quite fascinating.
Arcturus and whoever's around me.
You see Cecil just kind of lean back down the row from the aisle, just like looking at Avi for a second, and just kind of leaning forward again and walking over.
So, any other last minute preparations?
I I think really Oberon's just trying to make sure he has everything. He almost like overdoes it. Oh, excuse me. Um, the amount of stuff he's probably carrying would equate to like almost like a huge backpack that's almost stacked on top of each other, and it's like twine holding certain things together to the backpack. It's I hope I didn't have to do it. I apologize.
All right.
Cecil's good to go.
Yeah, we're
Well,
good here.
A little worried about Avi, but we're good.
I think once we all meet up, all the way to the portal, it's just little tidbits that I've learned. You know, it's constantly sunny, and they have these things called skeletons, and they're like carts that take everybody around, but they're like creatures, and they're, I mean, it's sunlight. How long has it been since we've seen actual sunlight?
Minute.
I will say that as you are preparing, Ansel and Ron are going to stay in the sanctuary for now. With the way that the transportation works, you guys will be able to come back here, so long as you're able to make it to a portal opening. Ansel suggests bringing in your other companions here, so he and Ron are going to undertake that and get them to a bit of safety. At least during this period of alliance.
Mm.
As this is going on, you do have you will get with you'll be met by Lorthandrel, and as he looks over each of you, it seems that you have made yourselves well comfortable during your stay in the sanctuary, which is good. I assume you are ready to continue on with our joint endeavor.
Sure seems that way. It's pretty important.
I would say it is, yes. Vlumian. As I said, we have tracked some of Cariante's activities there. I have provided for you some information upon leads. The arcane material suppliers who Cariante was speaking to. There were ritual specialists that it seems she has been consulting with, as well as the Engineers Guild. So I believe that will be the most challenge. The members there are secretive and very expensive. I would recommend the pursuit of them last out of these leads, just due to how extensive those efforts may be. And you will also have a safe house access to you. It is within the Mercantile District, a comfortable estate more than enough rooms. It is modest, but it is also occupied by other order members.
Ah.
You will be safe, however. And with that, he'll provide a written version of what he has provided for you, the information of the leads, and the address for the safe house.
This is very helpful. Thank you.
So, and you are, it seems, ready. Unless you have any further business you wish to attend to or questions to ask.
Just want to make sure that
No.
we check in with Cypher.
So. Alright. You guys have used a portal before. So it's going to be very similar. Except this time, instead of just running through, and she looks to Bracken. You're going to go under direct OK. I am the, keeper of the portals for a reason. You're traveling to Volumia, which is over there. She'll point to the corresponding portal. You don't have to walk in single file, you don't have to hold your hands or anything like that, but if you've got your own superstitions, I won't stop you from them. You're going to do this orderly, fashionably, and then, upon any sort of returns, you do have to make your declaration of who you are. Just that way, we don't let in anyone that's not supposed to be here.
Got it. I promise to do all of that.
I'm sure somebody will get it right.
I'll remember.
And of course, thank you, Cypher. I very much appreciate you. I'm going to miss you.
Yeah, well, you know where to find me.
That I do.
So just to be clear,
Oh,
going through, we can hold hands if we want.
Yes.
Okay.
Oberon kind of looks around the place almost like one last time. He's had a lot of thought about leaving the Order of Fate's design. He's hoping that this expedition might put him in a place where he can leave or quote unquote make an escape. But he's just looking like I don't know if it would be obvious to other people, but
I'll make an inside check.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
Oof.
It really makes sense for Abby. She really, I'm
She's
sorry.
so excited about that sun.
She doesn't care. We want to go to the sun.
Each episode.
It's sun time. Gonna soak up the sun.
That's
We're
all
gonna
you
hold
can
hands
say.
and
You need to
sing
stop.
Kumbaya.
Gonna tell everyone.
Stop.
That Tina.
Oh my goodness. So, wistful looks, and the potential of hand-holding the portal.
Ooh.
I will hold out my hands.
Cecil goes for a hand.
Hell yeah.
Will act like he's just fine, but he really wants to.
So, you cross over and find yourself in the Rumianth. And you come to what looks to be a basement. There's all sorts of, tools that would be common in some sort of house, and some furniture, a bit of storage down here. Looks like you're in someone's basement.
I really thought that we were gonna step out into the sun and it was gonna be majestic and magical.
Yeah, pretty glorious or something.
Oh, this kind of sucks.
Well, it's a
Oh.
safe house. Don't want it really out in the open. And you hear a familiar voice as sort of at the doorway to the basement, leaning against the frame, is Lefriga.
Yeah, I guess.
You're not that far from the sun. And he'll turn and sort of nod his head to welcome you guys up the stairs.
I'm running.
Okay.
So, you, moving through the house, see that this is a, again, modest estate, but it is, it seems perhaps a little prestigious. There is a lounge area that Lefka is moving past that you're able to easily catch up with him. Comfortable chairs and sofas, a central fireplace, elegant rugs. There are shelves with books and curiosities, and there's smell coming of some sort of stew that wafts through the house. You can catch glimpses of a kitchen that's connected off of this. There are stairs that lead upwards to the next area, and a sunroom. It's a covered space, but you can see the light that comes in. The door already sort of opened from the curtains to allow in some of that light. Situate yourself here. I'll go get Varen.
Well, Avi is gonna find the most sun-soaked spot in the sunroom and just stand there for until they come back. Her extra shadow is a little bit more pronounced, as that's how shadows work.
They do now.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you are waiting, it's not long before Lefriga comes back. He's followed by another figure. there, this other figure, very much elven, but different as well. Changed, it seems, but skin very golden, reminiscent of autumn and sun falling through the changing leaves. A tumbling of auburn and russet hair falls in waves about his shoulders, eyes yellow and glowing, just barely like the hint of dawn. And there is the very much air of contemplation and calmness. Someone that might be a figure who holds authority. Lefriga joins in, and this is Master Varen Alendria. He oversees the safe house here.
It's a pleasure. I'm Avi.
I'm Cecil.
Bracket.
And I don't know if we've met before, but Oberon Kalmaya.
I do not believe we've had the pleasure, but I am familiar with at least your form, so to say. Oberon, I've seen your docket. The rest of you, as I've been informed, are not members of our association by any sort of oaths, but are close guests for an operation.
Well, seeing as you tried to kill us at one point, I don't think we'd be too quick to join in. But we're here.
I assure you that if there were actions taken at a measure, they were done with the best intentions.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm just teasing you.
Well, I not one much for humors, unless
Okay.
you are talking
Another-
of.
We got another one that doesn't like jokes.
But yes, I was about to say, apparently someone who can't take a joke.
Oh no, it's not that I do not believe that I cannot handle a joke if one is presented to me. I am more accustomed to the humors as associated with ancient medicines and whatnot. I am quite prolific in the ideology that they had of food and what you put into oneself, assisting in your health and whatnot. As such, you will notice that our kitchen and the kitchen staff are stocked to the very best of my capabilities.
I'm just gonna lean in and be like, you may have just dug yourself into a big hole, because I tried to defend myself and it didn't go very well. In fact, they made even more fun of me.
I like this guy.
Oh, so when I do it, you decide to make fun of me?
You said my dog was imaginary.
Yes, that's because you all insulted Emilios.
Arcturus, he's a shy boy.
Well,
Just kind of hangs out in the shadows.
Cecil's gritting his teeth a little bit.
there are creatures like that that exist within the winter seasons and domains.
Oh.
That would be, you know, Nixa might be familiar with something like that. You may have to speak to her and see if she has any sort of say upon that matter.
I will.
Do not know where she is currently at, but she is one of the others that will be staying here, so you will...
Are there many others staying?
Not currently. As far as I'm aware, besides the staff, it is yourselves, myself, Lefriga, and Nixa. Lefrega has informed me that he had arrived prior to your group to help settle any sort of measures for your stay. But since you are all here, any sort of typical hospitality rules I would assume you all to follow, but if you are in need of anything, if your rooms are not to your designs in sorts of accommodations, seek me out at once and I will do my best. Do be mindful of your curtains, as the light here is everlasting. Unless, of course, a shift, but you would see that weeks in advance. They are very sturdy, heavy, and should block out any unwanted lights during your resting periods.
Good to know.
So, with that, Varin passes away, leaving you all with Lefrega, and so I guess it's a good time for me to say that I'll be assigning myself to assist you all here in the Lumianth.
Yeah, well, thank you for making yourself available.
Well, seeing that I'm probably one of the most equipped people in the Order of Fate's design of what would happen should our friend complete her mission,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really let that go on without doing something.
Well, I'm glad to have you. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna go pick out my room.
There's plenty available.
We're definitely happy for the help. From you too, Oberon.
Yeah, yes. Sorry. I feel bad. I'm really not paying attention.
We've got a bit of downtime over on. There's some books here that you might be able to bury your nose into.
Oh, I would love to bury my face into some books.
So, from here, if you'd like to go find your room, or peruse books in the lounge room, or investigate the smell of cooking stew from the kitchen, or what else have you, you are welcome to do so.
I'll
I
check out
think-
the kitchen.
So, you would see that as you head to the kitchen that there is a dining room that is connected to it. The doors are currently open that connect the dining room to the kitchen, but it does look like they can be closed. The table is set currently with a very simple but elegant looking dinnerware as well as silverware, and entering into the kitchen, underneath the scent of stew there is the smell of freshly baked bread, and you can see that it is packed with all sorts of fresh ingredients. There is what looks to be a entrance to a small garden for perhaps herbs and other small things that they can grow at the house rather than having to go to a marketplace for. And a few staff members here that bustle about to cook and clean and run a well-to-do kitchen. But beyond this first glance, any further explorations will have to come after upcoming ad break. So, hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue along with our story. Before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They help us out a ton here at Wildewitch RP. You can also make direct donations at my Ko-fi. Link for that's on screen as well. And also in our chat room. Ko-fi donations unlock awesome perks. Full list for those available on our Discord. So stick around, and we'll see you all very soon. All right, we're back in action. And Cecil, you have entered into the kitchen and seen that it is very nice, well stocked, well staffed, and filled with, light and smells of food cooking.
Hey, you got any baked goods around here?
As you're looking around, and catch the eye of one of the figures here. Baked goods. Yes, we do actually.
May I have something, please?
Sure. And he'll grab something, and it's a very sort of fluffy. It almost reminds you of a Danish, but it's got this red gelatin-like filling. A strudel snub.
How does it smell?
Smells sweet.
Thanks. Do I owe you anything for it?
Are you staying at the house?
Yeah.
No.
I put my hand up for a high five.
He'll return the high five.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. What's your name?
You're gonna have to make his name out. That's how you know you're back at work.
Get that name generator up.
You know it.
Yeah, name generator.
Alright, name's, Enos.
Did you make this?
No, I don't make the, pastries.
Alright. Well, Enos, I'm gonna take a bite. How is it?
So, I want to know, as Cecil, you take a bite, what flavor are you expecting? Like, what is the taste profile that you are expecting to taste here?
Sweet fruit?
Like a Danish?
Yeah, it's very much like a Danish. So, as Cecil, you take a bite of the strudel snub, it is overwhelmingly tasting like fried bacon.
Oh.
And not in a way that is like candied bacon. Like, this is full pork. You're like, you expect to be like sopping eggs up alongside this. But it's got the same sort of pastry jelly texture that you were expecting as you chew through this.
I'll just kind of chew it and swallow a bit. Hey, this is weird.
Strudel snubs are, yeah.
What do you mean?
So, the taste, it's not quite the same for everybody. It tastes whatever you don't expect it to taste like. One of my friends, whenever he bites into a strudel snub, it tastes like sweaty socks.
Oh.
Oh.
In like a hot way?
That's miserable. Is this magic?
No, it's just, there's mutameg in it.
Bless you.
Right. Okay. And I'm just gonna set it on a counter and leave. Thanks for the bite.
Yeah, if you want something better than that, the actual foods, but I don't really trust pastries around here.
What do you mean actual foods? What did you give me?
I gave you a strudel snub.
Is that but it's not food?
I mean, it's food enough if you like strudel
Food
snaps.
enough? That seems real subjective.
Yeah, I'm not a pastry chef. I really don't care for them.
Yeah, I don't know how you put that in your body, honestly. Anyway, good luck.
All right. Maybe I'll try something another time, but I'm done with whatever that is.
Yeah. If you want, you could, on weekends, one of the chefs here makes wobble waffles. Those are pretty okay.
Right. Wobble waffles. Okay. Thanks, Enos. Bye.
He just goes back to work.
Cecil's out.
So Cecil has explored the kitchen. I know that Oberon was interested in heading back to the lounge room to look at books. Avi, you wanted to
Yeah.
go claim a room.
Absolutely.
All right. So rooms are upstairs. There are all sorts of private rooms that are available. You notice that they have little, like, chalkboards on the doors, and most of the chalkboards are blank, but you do see a few that have names upon them, perhaps showing which rooms are occupied.
Gotcha. Just in the unoccupied rooms, I'm just gonna open a few doors to check if they're all the same or if they've got different layouts, different color palettes.
But there are differences in some of the ways that the furnitures and furnishings are laid out, and some of the colorings and the palettes. But overall, they all have the same basic necessities. So you've got writing desks, wardrobes, wash basins, beds, things that make a restful stay restful.
Sure. Is there one where the bed is like right next to a window?
Yes,
I'm gonna take that one.
you got it.
Just scrawl my name on the chalkboard.
All
And
right.
then I'm gonna go over to the bed, fly the curtains open, and just kind of sit in the sun until somebody comes to find me.
Easily done.
I'm making up for lost time here.
The rest of you are able to explore around the house as you desire. There is a second entrance into the basement that you're able to find through the kitchen for anyone who explores that way. There are there's the sunroom. There's a small armory and a storage room as well that you can find looking around. Besides the there are studies, sitting rooms, the main lounge room, the dining room, the kitchen, private rooms, and anyone looking outside. There is a small garden seating area. Doesn't seem utilized, but it is present. Lefriga will situate himself in the main lounge room for the time being.
Quick question. He would be near where I am currently.
Yes. The main lounge room is where you had the shelves lined with all the books and curiosities. But he is currently on just one of the chairs watching the fire.
I'm just gonna pick a random book. A random book, and I might sit like in close proximity to him. Because especially with him wanting to leave the order, he he's a little upset that his plan is kind of foiled. But he's just gonna grab a book, sit next to him, and read it for a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to mute for a second. I forgot. I have a question to ask you, and feel free not to answer. Why did you come with us?
As I said before, I'm probably one of the few people of the order that really have a idea of the magnitude of what Cariante is working towards.
Well, for me, I've always heard rumors about it. I didn't know it was that serious.
Yeah, well, you're pretty low on the ladder. You wouldn't get all the different information that I had. There's a former leader of one of the order sects. I had a lot of information on it. Have a lot of information on it. And we won't be getting much more from the directs above me, but well, I'm here, so hopefully I learn as we work together.
Yes, I guess it's always been the issue I've had. I want to have more information, but the idea of responsibility is just unappealing to me. But I hope with this mission that... You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
I mean, you can have hopes. You don't have to share them. You know, I know some people take the dedication to the order, you know, very seriously. Some use it as a means to their own end. Half the people that are sent out aren't really on the keeping everything out of the hands of people who shouldn't have it, but are more about the business of being able to exert their own power to keep people beneath them. I think the order can be a little murky in what it sees sometimes, but I think if it reaches the good end that it tells us that it's striving for, it doesn't matter what it sees. Have your wants, whatever they are, your hopes. Share them, don't share them. Life's long. Live it.
Yes, you do bring up a valid point. Well, anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. If I was, I need to find a room to stay in before all the good ones are gone.
My time is spent for the mission. I am admittedly one of the people who do believe in the Order's cause. I'm here because I believe in it. Everyone else is getting accustomed and getting set up, and that's fine. I'd like to get it moving as soon as possible, but I know that not everyone runs on military time.
Yes, if I'm being honest, it seems like this crew is very freeform, so to speak. It's something to get used to, but I guess you can't be a team unless you can adapt to one's ways.
Adaptation is the only way that teamwork happens.
I guess that's one thing we both agree on. And I will just turn and walk away to find a room.
Yeah, there's plenty of, again, studies and sitting areas in the estate.
I just want to find the furthest one back away from everybody and just sit in the dark.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of dark to be found, especially if you're heading toward an area with windows. You'll have to like pull the curtains and everything, and it's a process to make dark. But yeah, no, easily able to find a space to sit. As you go ahead.
As whatever room he finds, definitely will be quick about making it to his liking.
So you're not going to a sitting room, but finding one of the rooms and claiming it upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, easily done. Chalk name Oberon on the door.
And I think he might just like plus Emilio's in parentheses.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, friend, it might be a while before we fit in with everybody. They're quite an unusual group of people, but hey, you know what? Sometimes it's good things come in different packages. I don't know if that makes sense, but you understand, friend. And he'll just sit there writing, journaling, reading the books he has in his bag.
Okay. Eventually, it is a call for dinner. It seems that as a fan of well-prepared meals, Varin is also a fan of the ideas of sitting down and eating together. Of course, you notice a few familiar faces, each other, Lefrika, and Varin. And then there is another figure, another elven type, but something's a little different, a little more about this figure. Skin very umbral and dusky, and her eyes this shade of violet that seem to radiate this sort of chill as she looks at you all. almost evaluating each of you as she takes in your faces. Her hair straight and inky black, pushed away from her face currently, and you would notice on the back of her left hand is the tattooed symbol of the Order of Fate's design.
Hi there.
Hi,
You must be Mixer?
Nixa.
Mixer. I'm Avi.
And she nods and she'll look to the others.
I'm Cecil. Nice to meet you.
Bracken.
Lefrica tells me that we'll be working
Oberon doesn't.
together. Lefrica says that we'll be working together.
Looks that way.
Well, if you need to know anyone, I've been around here for a bit.
Good to know. I hear you, you would know a few things about the creatures that hide in shadows.
Yeah. I'm, connected, one could say, to Shadow Fae.
It's nice.
Have you seen something interesting, or...
Oh, I just have a dog. It's kind of made of shadows.
It can be kind of dangerous. You aren't careful.
You know, he gives off a dangerous vibe, but he's, you know, he's just a sweet boy.
You hear Lefriga nearby sort of mutter under his breath. Reminds me of someone I know. And watch as Nixa sends a glare in his direction.
Well, this is fun.
Dinner is a very simple stew, but the bread is fresh. There's also whipped butter that has been presented alongside it as well. Honeys to drizzle over, and it's not an extravagant meal, but it is filling.
Well, I don't think I could eat another bite.
I had this pastry thing earlier. It was terrible.
What was wrong with it?
Tasted like bacon.
Why is that bad?
Because it was a pastry. He's the guy that I talked to. His name was Enos. He said there's another one that tasted like feet or something.
Oh, bacon's good.
Oh,
It's just not what I wanted.
you must be talking of strudel snub, Barton says from the head of the table.
Cecil lightly slammed the table at the face. He's like, yeah, that's the one.
It is a peculiar dish, but one of Vale-de-Faring infamy, we shall say. Some people quite enjoy the surprise. You know, I've developed a way of approaching strudel snobs to something akin of a game. You simply don't think of anything before you take that first bite. That way,
Yeah.
it can't be what you're unexpecting if you're not expecting anything.
Cecil's eyes will narrow a little bit. Then what would it taste like?
I've had it shift on me a few times. There has been a situation where it tasted like mud, which was odd. Then there was the time that it tasted like oranges, which fruit adjacent, but definitely not something I would associate with such colorings. I've had it once taste like sweetened cream. Very odd to be chewing sweetened cream. But it is an experience.
Well, this sounds like a fun game.
We should definitely make it a drinking game.
Cecil will look over Oberon. Oh, you drink?
I mean, yes, yes, I do.
All right. Just didn't
Honest,
peg you as the type.
well, it's the one thing I can do where everybody seems to want to talk to me.
Oh. Okay.
Hmm.
It's the only reason I do it. They don't remember that they talked to me the next day, and I don't care.
You know, if you tried perhaps to talk to people before they're entirely drunk enough to agree to a drinking game, Lefriga says as he tears up one of the bits of bread here, they might remember you in the morning.
But what if I want to keep it that way?
It's your life.
It's a bit sad. Well, I can't tell you. The sun here has been so refreshing. We've been in darkness for, it feels like a lifetime.
Veil the Umbra, yeah. It's not for everybody.
I mean, it's okay enough, but after a while, you just kind of miss what's normal for your body and for you. You know what I mean?
I have a passing understanding.
Mm.
Something in theory.
Plus, there's less vampires where there's sunlight, and that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, Gloom Noir's crawling with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I wanted to ask you, sometime in the near future, it doesn't have to be soon, but would you mind sitting down and telling me about them? I have wanted to go to Zelda Umbra, but I just have never really had time.
You want to know about vampires?
Yes, and I guess that too. Out of my entire time in the Order, there have been a few planes I visited. The time there was quite pleasant, but Wildewitch never come across, which is weird.
Thought you said that you met your friend Xander at the orphanage in Veldumber.
Yes, I did, but
Mhm.
it's been quite some time since I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope to go back and see the orphanage, but once again, as soon as I saw my opportunity to leave, I left.
Hmm.
Well, I guess in all honesty, I just don't want to go back because of all the memories I have of it. And so whenever I see someone who has gone there, I try to get the information I can out of them.
Well, if you have questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Any other conversations happening over dinner? If not, dinner is finished, and there are a few desserts brought out. Mainly, there is chilled cream, ice cream, essentially, and pixie toes, which are dried sugar and fruity, bitter fruity resin mixed together. And those are served in like little bowls that you can just, grab spoonfuls of to put on top of your ice cream if you so choose.
Fun. Are there strudel snubs?
Uh, Not tonight, it seems. At least
I
none that I've
really,
brought out.
really wanted to try those.
I mean, you could ask one of the people bringing out the dessert if there's any strudel stuff.
I will. I heard a lot about these strudel snubs that y'all got. Can I try one?
Uh, yeah, I can bring one out, and she'll go and grab one for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, yeah, Avi, you get your hands on a strudel snub.
Great. I'm gonna do my best to clear my mind and not think about anything.
Uh, you know what? Why don't we roll? Why don't we make this just a roll of fate? 1d20.
Got it. This is 10.
All right. Your mind isn't so much empty, but filled with the don't think of anything thoughts.
Hell yeah.
So, when you bite into the strudel snub, because you're trying not to think of anything, what you least expect here, I would say comes out very akin to like a an everything bagel. So it's like a bunch of different flavors all overlapping each other. There's a lot of savoriness in like onion, garlic, poppy, and yeah, that's what you're getting from the strudel snub.
I'll chew on that bite. um, I mean, it's good. Very strange.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not what you wanted, right?
I don't know what I wanted. I was just trying not to think.
Imagine if it was mud, like this guy got.
If I take another bite, expecting the onion and the everything bagel, is it different?
Um, I'm going to say it's one flavor per strudel
Ah,
snub.
snap.
Yeah, there's not a direct ruling on that, so that's my DM ruling right there.
Okay, cool. So if I take another bite and it's just the same, I'll just keep eating it.
All right, yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's certainly not mud.
Now, Avi, I just took one bite. Were the rest of the bites all the same?
Yep.
Should we get like 100 of them?
I think that's our next steps is gonna be testing a bunch of them.
There's got to be some formula to it, right? Like if
Yeah.
I think of tree bark, then it's oysters. Like there's got to be some way to map this out.
Right. So we need to get a bunch of them, and maybe we do like a control where we both think of the same thing, and then we figure out what.
Oh,
Yeah, and see if we get the same taste.
what if it's individualized somehow?
This is why we need to conduct this experiment.
2 more of the weird things, please.
Yeah, she'll go and grab.
Make that 3.
She'll go ahead and grab some strudel snubs. We don't have much more, and she'll just bring out all that's left of the kitchen's stash of strudel snubs before more are made. There are 5 strudel snubs on the table.
All right, that makes. Well, we can each have one. I think we need to do our control first, and we need to find a way to source more of these for further experiments.
Yeah, y'all are doing science. You can have mine.
All right.
I take out my notebook, ready to take notes on this garbage.
Over, this does seem up your alley.
Oh, I
You
know. That is why I'm incredibly excited about it.
You know what? And I never thought I'd say this. I kind of wish Zephyriel was here.
I thought you were gonna say we were gonna all think about mummy's wrap.
No, we need to
No,
think of
not Mummy's
something.
wraps.
We need to think of something that's the same, though. So we're both gonna think of the same thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
And what are we thinking about?
I don't know. I was waiting on Cecil to tell me what to think about.
Ocean water.
Ocean water. Got it. Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Hop.
Arr.
Oh,
All right. So, this is where the DM has to decide what is most
Yeah, that's right.
unlike ocean water. Okay, cool. All right, I think I got this. I think I have this. Bracken. Not Bracken. Cecil.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
Hi, hello.
Bracken gave up his thing. That's right. I remembered that. You didn't want to be part of the science. Cecil, you're thinking of ocean water as you go ahead and take this bite.
How?
And what you get in your mind is a very leafy, herby taste. It very much just tastes like chewing on leaves. Still the same lovely texture though, of a pastry.
All right, Cecil's absorbing that and looking at Avi and over to Oberon.
Avi,
Yeah.
for you,
Hmm.
with yours, I would say because you grew up there. You're what you least expect when thinking of the ocean water. As you take your bite here, you do end up with something akin to a sweetened milk sort of situation. It's a more mild flavor, not so intense. And then Oberon, you think of ocean water, and as you are thinking this and take the bite of ocean water, you have this very strong, it's a very rotten taste almost. Uh, Very sulfuric, kind of. Does not taste very good.
May I roll a Constitution saving throw?
You can, 100%.
Give me one moment. Constitution. Boom.
You don't, like, violently retch. You're able to, control yourself to, yeah, you know.
Okay, all right. So I'm guessing we don't taste the same thing because mine's nice, but it's just a weird texture.
Might taste like leaves.
It's like sweet milk.
What? That sounds way better than leaves. And look at this guy.
Are you all right?
Maybe it tastes like a dead body.
Why do you know what that tastes like? Who invited him?
If you smell one, you smell them all. And it's different when you
Ah,
have it in your mouth.
Well, it just
Why?
tastes like it smells.
okay, that's calmed me down a bit.
That
Thank you,
makes
Aubrey.
sense. All right. So I don't think this experiment's going to be very successful.
This sucks.
It's awful.
Who invented
If you
these?
have 3 different people with 3 different life experiences, the percentage of people experiencing the same thing are vastly off the charts.
All right, I think
There's
we need
several
to-
outliers.
I think we need to leave the science to the smart people.
To
I
answer
slide
your,
whatever's left down to Oberon.
Having watched
thank you.
all of
I
this-
gladly take it.
yeah, having watched all of this, Lefriga will look over towards Cecil. To answer your question, Faye created these, creatures of chaos, like watching people suffer. Also, like getting a bit of a laugh for themselves.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I remember that pixie laughing real hard when she stole my ring. You remember that?
I remember that pixie. Is it the same one that stole all of my money?
No, it's a different pixie.
Damn it!
Pretty sure it wasn't a pixie that stole your money.
I thought Bracken and I had all of our monies stolen.
all of us got money stolen.
I think it's happened more than once.
Yeah, I just believe that if Cecil and Bracken carried their entire bag on their pouch. Oh,
Cecil's upset.
you want actual good Faye pastries?
Mm-hmm.
Ask for troll fingers if you go out to a bakery.
Troll fingers.
Troll fingers. Doesn't look the best, but they taste good and don't change whenever you take a bite of a different pastry.
Well, that is what I like in my pastries. I've learned so much in this dinner alone.
Cecil's so frustrated, he's almost in tears.
Cecil just doesn't have good times in Valdefera.
No. This place sucks.
I think Oberon's eyes are definitely tearing up. Like he's really like, even though I rolled high, he's definitely having some trouble. He's probably gonna vomit later, but who knows?
So,
I don't know what the problem is with them. I had two very pleasant experiences.
just, give it time. If you continue, it'll sneak up on you. Both the good and the bad. I've learned to keep away from strudel snubs and anything really that has, Mudameg in it.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm never touching a strudel snip again in my life, but good grief.
If you want something that's, more fey baking in nature that has that magical aspect, I'd suggest something like funny bread or happy cakes.
Does that make you giggle?
Funny bread makes noises as you eat it, but happy cakes will make you feel better, yes.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, they make noises?
Yes. Funny bread is not quite animated to quite the level of monster bread, but
There's monster bread?
I wouldn't recommend it. It sounds intriguing, an animated bread, but it tastes like actual monsters. So you can get different varieties of it if you're an adventurous eater, but again, unless you enjoy the taste of actual troll fingers, it might not be the best.
More of an acquired taste.
I would very much say so.
Alright, Cecil.
No.
Okay.
He just suggested a monster bread. He's like, oh, but don't eat it. What's the point of that?
Yeah, it's a little messed up.
Honestly,
mean-
it's making me want to visit some fae and do some research into their bakery skills, because now I'm
Why?
finding them
This
questionable.
isn't baking skills. This is marketing.
Why is Bracken in the next room?
Braggon's just
Table's
like
really long.
peeking out of the kitchen. Lefriga will put his hands up. It's like, I'm giving you my own opinions of, what I've, as an experienced eater, have enjoyed and not enjoyed. Liv?
I think troll fingers sound safe, and we should start there. Yeah?
I would definitely agree with the fact that they are a safe pastry to consume.
Can I insight check this guy?
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 12.
He doesn't seem to be lying.
What kind of... Is he a fey creature?
He's Elven. Let me see if, he's not Solinari like Nixa or Valen, I don't think. Let me double check.
Cecil will try it after someone else tries it. He's a little upset that they're called troll fingers, though.
You can blame Locke on that one.
I absolutely will let him know.
Nope, he is actually fey creature.
Great. I don't trust him.
Yeah, he's Sylvanen. So he is born of elves and dryads.
What a nerd.
I'm unhappy about this situation.
Alright. This has been a lovely dinner.
Well, I am looking forward to us working together. Perhaps you should get some rest.
Yes, especially after that. I think I'm not gonna have a good time tonight.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
if you need any sort of teas to help settle your stomach, I'm sure Varen keeps the kitchen well stocked.
Yeah, I think I might take you up on that offer, and he will run to the kitchen to get some tea.
Yeah, for sure.
He might yell out to Cecil if he wants some tea as well.
No, because if I drink it, it's gonna taste like sand or something. But as Oberon runs by, Cecil will go to high five him and cast guidance for whatever trial he has ahead.
That's so cute.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like those high fives you get in like the tunnel going out to the field. Um,
Oh yeah.
so, but yeah, after dessert, again, it was a simple affair except for the requested strudel snubs. You're able to take this evening, though it's still, again, afternoon light. This is a difference from your time in Atravenza, where it was everlasting moonlight and starlight, and definitely different from Vale de Umbra, where it was just darkness with a, unreliable moon. This is pleasant afternoon daylight. You're able to rest in that for the rest of the evening if you so wish. Prepare for your uh, your first evening here in Volumianth. Is there anything that you wish to do?
I think on the way to the room that she's claimed, Avi would pass through the lounge with all the books and just try and find some kind of storybook.
Yeah, the books here are it's not like a curated library collection. It is very much a collection of some informational and some fantasies, and novels. A lot of conversation starters. So easily enough, you're able to find a storybook.
Yeah, just anything that's not chock full of information to overwhelm me. Just something, an easy read.
Yeah, I'd say you're able to find like an epic, very like poem story tells of great heroics.
Love it. And she'll sit in the sun. She'll probably leave the curtains open far longer than she should. Um, and then when she does go to close them, leaving them open just a smidge, so just one stream of sunlight is going through.
Lovely. Any further involvement of your evenings we will dive into after our upcoming ad break. So stick around with us. We'll be right back. We'll continue along with our story, but before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They help us out a ton here at Wildewitch RP. They help keep our games affordable. Direct donations through my Ko-fi. There's a link for that on screen and in our chat room. Help unlock awesome perks for the entire community. Perks benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, a lot of fun things. There's a full list on our Discord to check out, and we will see you guys very soon. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone, welcome back. Dinner and dessert and a lot of confusing things have been achieved, but we've also had a bit of winding down with a fairy tale book in the evening light. And yeah, so anyone else doing anything in the evening before you rest up here in Volumiant?
Nah, Oberon's kind of sick of what happened today. He's going to bed.
Yeah, you deserve to sleep it off, man. So, if no one else has anything, you rest up. You've expended anything, it is replenished. Morning comes. With it, there is the smell of freshly prepared breakfast. Breakfast can be made by Bracken, if he so wishes, and can explain what this morning's breakfast is.
Let me do a quick cooking check. Oh shit, whoops, I didn't mean to. Okay, so -2 to 8 plus 4 to 12.
Okay.
Not as exciting as yesterday. Eggs, toast, some bacon. A little bit of a square meal.
I think I'm gonna eat the house breakfast.
Shameful.
Oh well.
I wake up and I slave over a hot stove.
They made French toast. I'm
For all you
assuming.
know, their French toast can taste like feet, but whatever.
I'm eating it now. It tastes like French toast, Bracken.
We'll see how that fares out in a couple minutes. Just angrily eating eggs.
I take a little bit of breakfast and then some French toast and sort of mix them together.
That's fine.
I do have to say, it's quite delicious. You're very talented for an adventurer.
Yeah, I've been getting some practice, and Bracken's cutting the whites off of his sunny side up eggs,
It wasn't
and
always
then
that way.
eating the yolk whole.
Oh, you don't like the egg whites?
No, I eat them too. I just like getting a whole yolk in there.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I see something, Oberon. Have
Best
you
mess for flavor.
ever had to thoroughly chew scrambled eggs?
I don't think he is. It's kind of an experience, but he's just going with it.
Because I've done that on multiple occasions. I don't understand how, Bracken, you were able to overcook and undercook at the same time. But you've gotten so much better.
I'm recalling the charred breakfast.
And Avi ate it.
Avi hated it. This is true.
Avi used to only eat breakfast.
Oh man, what a time.
Yeah, you look back to who supported me on my cooking journey. Always Avi.
So, it is about this point that you hear footsteps entering into the room, quiet, and would notice that it's Nixa as she appears, and a little different from dinner. She now has her hair pulled back into a bun that sits low near the nape of her neck, and as she takes her own breakfast, partaking in the French toast and, you know, drizzling all sorts of syrup over top of the powdered sugar. Perhaps Nixa has a bit of a sweet tooth. Gives you all a nod as sort of her hello this morning.
Did you rest well, Nixa?
I did. Did you?
Well enough.
Too many sweets?
No, too much leaves.
She just kind of gives a bit of a quirk of the lips as she goes back to eating her breakfast.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, exciting day.
Yes, it should be. Africa is eager for us to begin working.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It'd be about this point that Lefrega enters into the room, not in the same direction that comes from the stairwell that leads to the private rooms, but from where the basement is, where there is that storage room and armory, and it seems that perhaps he was getting into some morning training as he enters in. Oh, we're all present. Good. I am eager for us to begin our work into finding Carianthe. I do hope that you all settled in nicely this last night. But if there were any issues, let them be known sooner rather than later.
Cecil thinks about it real hard, but he's not going to bring it up again.
Excellent. I don't hear any issues. I like that. Well, Nixa has some contact here in Lumianth that could lead us onto the trail of Carianthe. I trust her to speak with you all about who she knows, and then who we should perhaps pursue. I do need to go wash up before we can work on anything. And with that, Lefrega is going to take his leave.
So, Nixa, what's the best place to start with your contacts?
I don't think we should talk about that at the dining table. I can meet you in one of the sitting rooms where we can plan things out.
Sure, absolutely. I will take my plate, make sure it's all nice and everything. All the crumbs are gone, all that. And Oberon will begin moving to the other room.
As you are picking your plate up, Nixa watching you before you fully leave. I was planning on finishing my breakfast first before we do this conversation.
Oh no, I wasn't expecting you to immediately follow. I was gonna get in some reading before we talked.
Okay. And you can get like this sense that she's like making a mental note.
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong?
Nothing wrong, so to say. Perhaps odd, but not wrong.
Oh, okay, well, uh, I'll see you later. And he will just quickly get out of there as quick as possible.
Nixa returns to her French toast.
Did anybody have any fun dreams last night?
Nothing to write home about.
I don't think so. Did you?
No, nothing fun. Just trying to start conversation.
I don't typically dream.
That's nice. And Abby just kind of looked at Cecil like, "Do you believe this?"
Yeah, that's not the most friendly exterior.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm sure she's fine.
Nixa does not waste time in eating, and as soon as she's done, we'll bring her dishes to the kitchen. On her way out, I will collect what is necessary for our conversations. I'm going to go find whatever room Oberon has claimed. And then she's off.
How fun. How do we collect the most odd people?
It just keeps happening.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, you guys are able to finish up breakfast, and it's easy enough to find the sitting room that has been claimed by Oberon, and Nixa is arriving. You can see she's got a few parchments and scrolls in her hands as she's coming into the room. Gives you all a nod, politely allows for people to pass forward before entering in as well. Before she puts down any of the papers or the scrolls, like she's kind of like hugging them to her chest at this moment. She looks at all of you. You have to swear that who we will be talking about here, who I will be telling you all about. No harm comes to them.
Have my word.
I will need each of you to swear it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
swear.
Yeah, all right.
Not quite swears, but good enough.
I swear.
You want a pinky swear?
Not even changing her face, she shuffles it around and will extend one pinky.
No.
Absolutely. All right. I'll hook mine around hers.
She's like making eye contact as she says, like, as you like the pinkies hook, and like again, super serious face.
I don't even blink.
Beautiful. Uh, so, with that, Nixa will settle down the papers at the sort of small coffee table that would be in the sitting room. There are a few people that perhaps can help us. Thoriel, he is an arcane goods dealer. But we might be able to speak to him and get more information. And you notice as she pulls out, there is a sketch of Thoriel, as well as notations on his appearance. High elf, he's very sharp features. His hair is notated to be a light blonde, and seems to be pulled back into a ponytail.
You draw that?
I did, yes.
Talented.
Her face flushes a little bit. Her skin getting a little more violet in the cheeks. As she like just quickly moves past the compliment to the next person. Falarin is a Solinari, and the figure here, you notice that very graceful and smooth angles and lines. Her notations include a sort of silvery blue skin, and the eyes are noted to be deep blue. And as Nixa is explaining, Falarin is a ritual specialist, and, well, not so much in the fact that she does rituals. She is well learned in them and acts as a liaison for those that are the practitioners. Might be able to learn what sort of ongoing magics were being utilized for Falarin. And you also have another figure, she points out, an associate of the Engineering Guild, Helen Dawn. He is a gnome with brown curly hair, and you would notice that in the drawing, Nixa has made a attempt to show the sort of soot that is constantly smudged on his face from all sorts of experimentations, she says.
Probably will giggle at the little smudges. That's so cute.
Then the next figure, Lorndor, a half-elf with short, sandy brown hair, very sharp eyes. You can see that Nixa has paid very much attention into the eyes. She explains that he is the Merchant District Watcher, and perhaps sees comings and goings of people. And then the last person is Venthra. Venethra, a network, an underground network informer. Her picture is, you can see where the outline is sort of smudged and made to seem blurry, as if it's not quite fully set. But the feature that Nixa seems to focus on is her hair, which is very sleek and dark, almost like a curtain of ink. These are the people that I know, and we might be able to talk to. Some, perhaps, will be easier to speak with than others, but we could pursue any one of these 5.
Who do you suggest?
I think that perhaps Lorindor would be one of the easier ones to speak with, and seeing that he is a watcher in the merchants district, he may be able to show you places around if things go well. Of course, he knows more about business ongoings rather than perhaps tourists, but he is knowledgeable. But he may not have as much direct connection to who we're looking for. Thoriel or Fellerin would be perhaps more closely tied, but perhaps maybe a little more difficult in pursuing. Venethra is complicated. She is very secretive. And then Helendon is, well, part of a very close-knit association. It may be useful to pursue multiple of these leads in case one does not provide adequate information.
All right. Maybe we start with the easiest and work our way down.
That makes sense.
Along the line, we're bound to get some.
Yeah.
Right. It can't be all dead ends.
So, with that, you are able to, so just so that way I have it in my notes, what sort of ordering easiest to most difficult is the group looking at.
I think that because Lauren was recommended first, we should do that first. I mean, I feel like we should just do it in the order she gave us.
I mean, if that's the order you want, that's totally fine.
That works for me.
Yeah, and we can always change and adjust on the fly.
Okay, cool. Alright, so. That question was covered, and yes, 100%.
Thank you.
With the looking into Lorendor, it would be the he again would probably be the easiest to find, being that he is typically within the merchants district. So I would, if you have anything that is not ostentatious to wear, suggest that. I don't
Pretty
know.
casual.
Yeah, I do not know if any of you are the type to show out.
Well, when the meeting calls for it, sure.
This is a meeting that will likely happen in an alleyway.
Right. All right. Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Uh-huh.
So, with that, Nixa will sort of grab all of her papers and head back up, and as soon as she's heading out, entering in would be Lefriga, and planning seemed to go good.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty decent order of events here.
Right. Well, I'll leave you to your investigations here and keep watch on everything. Set up perhaps our own network of protections. Lauren's done a fine job at protecting the physical manor house, but now we perhaps want to have some protections for our social standings.
Very smart.
I'll be here and available, and if not, Varn will know where I'm at. But I do wish you all safety and good luck on wherever your journeys bring you. So whenever, if you do any sort of particular preparations, but whenever you're ready, Nixa comes, and she's dressed in dark colors and hues, which seems to be her normal. Her outfits are kept tight to her. She does seem to have a bit of leather armor rounding out everything, as if she is prepared for a nasty situation should one come up, but otherwise just seems to be taking things casual.
Avi has chosen to forego the normal flowy-ish blouse and is wear just pants, boot, shirt. Good luck getting the accurate description.
Cecil will cover up mostly with a cloak, I think. A plain cloak.
Bracken's gonna spice it up by rolling down his sleeves.
Oh.
I
Didn't even know you
think
had those.
I thought
I
you
was
would have
wearing a
cut
short
them
sleeve
off.
this whole time.
He does
I
have
think.
that 12-piece suit that keeps getting
Oh god.
larger, that has like the detachable sleeves.
Pretty
The
sure
100-piece suit now?
it's at least a 315-piece suit.
It's that 2058 square game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oberon, he's actually gonna pull out his old druid clothing that he used to wear when he was training as a druid. It's a little tight in some places, but well, it's not completely ill-fitting.
Looks like we're all ready to go.
All right. So, with that, you're able to head out to the streets of Volumia, and it is filled with color and light. Volumia again sits within the court of the sun, the domain of the sun. It's afternoon perpetually, and there is the glitter of sunlight off of the Gloamtide River that dances against the architecture here that is made with crystalline materials at the peaks to create these rainbow spires. It is a place of dreams and whimsy, and as you are moving, you would notice that the city in the distance is surrounded by very lush forestry. But the spaces here, the forestry seems to be almost intertwined with the architecture in some areas. There are tall, slender spires, domed structures that rise gracefully from forested floors. There are temples with ancient towering trees intertwined seamlessly. There are these intricate carvings of leaves, vines, and celestial motifs, and some of them burst into life halfway through, whether by magic or just the nature of the land. There are crystals and other flowers and fauna that just exist seamlessly with the hustle and bustle of city life. As there were mentioned in Avi's book before arriving here, you would notice the Scullodon track encircling much of the city. Wide dirt roads flanked by waterways that act as moats. The roads being dug into the ground and kept muddy. And you see the Scullodons that are able, that use this. They are tortoise-like creatures, very hard-headed, and they're quite quick, you would notice, unlike what might with their tortoise-like existence might be expected. They are however very messy as they move most efficiently in mud. So
Avi's doing her best to remind herself that it's serious business time, but every now and then it's like eyes are wide and pointing at everything, especially the Scullodons. Hey, look at that. Look how cute they are.
They seem a little out of their element.
they are most seen in the countryside. That's where people first learn you can ride a Scullodon.
Are they only raised for as a mount?
Not... I mean, if they are being raised, typically it is to be a mount. But they are those that exist in the wilds that knock down trees to get to the glowworms inside.
Glowworms. I know about those.
We do.
You went through a glowworm cave.
No. Those are something different. The glowworms in the flask.
There was glowworms in the flask, yes.
Yes.
Is that what I got my money stolen?
No. That was before Field of Fair.
Oh, my bad. Anyway, do they eat these things?
They eat glowworms, yes.
No. Do people eat the big things?
I've not known anyone to eat a Scullodon, but I'm sure that someone has in the past.
I was just curious.
Before we leave the city, I'm riding one of those.
They are a most efficient form of transportation.
I should hope so.
Nixa looks to Cecil. Is there creatures that you desire to eat?
Just in general?
I am curious. You asked if people could eat the skeletons. I mean, were you
Uh,
curious?
Cecil, do you want to eat the skeletons?
No, I was just wondering if they were just raised as mounts or if they were raised also as livestock for sustenance. I was just curious. Sometimes maybe maybe they're good at both things.
Hmm. It's a real quizzical look on Abby's face. And that inside check, Cecil.
Honestly, that's kind of weird.
Sure.
You want to eat them.
I didn't say I wanted to.
Yeah, you probably don't want
But
to
the
eat them, right?
suggestion was
Cecil is
there.
honestly asking if people also eat these.
No, I'm
Okay.
thinking of like skeleton soup though.
If you put
Like-
one of those little towels that expands when you get it wet in front of Cecil, he'd probably eat
Oh, what's this, a mint?
it.
It's a new creature. He's just wondering.
You've traveled to Vale de Ferra before, yes?
Once or
Yes.
twice.
And Nixa just nods at that. She doesn't expand.
All right.
So, with that, you are able to follow along, and you do come to the market space. Do I have a good market sound?
Shit.
Dinosaur music.
Noodle
No.
music.
Yeah.
Don't type spooky.
It's the noodle market.
Of course, it's the noodle market.
The noodle market.
You already know I'm not listening.
I know you're not. This isn't. I don't like this. It's not my favorite.
listen out.
I'll find good. We'll vibe with this for now, but I'm gonna keep looking for it. But yeah, you guys make it to the marketplace.
Sweet.
No.
Mhm.
So you guys make it to the marketplace, and as you are here and sort of just keeping an eye around, and it's again colors everywhere, not just in the architecture but in the people. You have all sorts of fey creatures and folk that move through the streets and take their daily chores and endeavors, and it's a lot. So what do you guys do? You would notice, of course, that Nixa is keeping her eye out, as if she's perhaps keeping an eye for Lorindor, but what are you all doing?
Hey Nixa, what's this guy look like?
Did you not pay attention to my
Oh.
drawings?
He is a very talented artist. Did you not look at them?
I'm not much of an art guy. Okay, I remember. Do you want me to help you keep an eye out?
You are welcome to do so. He's very good at blending into the crowd, though, so don't feel... If you don't find him, don't feel upset.
Thank you for cushioning my potential failure.
So, yeah, if you want to try and find him, roll. I'd say this will be an investigation.
A 19.
19. And, are you just kind of keeping a sort of visual lookout? You're not asking anyone for directions, right? You're just kind of... Scanning
Yeah.
the crowd. Okay. With a 19, you recall, of course, the notes and the drawing that Nixa had provided. A very, very plain-looking half-elf, you know? Short hair, noted to be sandy brown. The only real thing that you remember her focusing on were the eyes, making them very angular, very sharp. Um, he's, however, something that you're able to see in a lot of faces. Uh, Sometimes you see the bright color hair, but no, that's not a half elf. And you notice someone who perhaps could be the right figure, but the ears are slightly too long. It's, even with a 19, proving very hard to find this guy.
Would maybe some detect magic help?
You, I think, would be able to tell that there is a lot of magic here just by looking at the space. You're welcome to roll it, or to cast it, but you do exist in the land of Fae and life and
Yeah.
magic.
That might get a little confusing.
Abby's keeping an eye on where Nixa is just so she doesn't get lost. But is also keeping an eye out for a bakery or a vendor that is selling troll fingers, just to either note it or dip off very quickly to grab some.
Uh, I will say perception or investigation.
Perception's better. Well, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, you're not really seeing much of the uh, specific advertisement of troll fingers. Um, and as you're looking around and you're kind of keeping a eye out for Nixa and for all of this, figure sort of bumps into you. Careful, keep your eyes out.
Sorry.
And this figure, tall, cloaked, just sort of gives a nod. And with your passive perception, you would notice that his eyes flick over to where Nixa is for just a moment. And then he's turning back into the crowd.
Can I track him and, like, just while watching him be like, hey, there's a weird guy?
I'm assuming over the message rings.
No, I want Nixa here too.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll say give me an active perception check to try and follow this guy with your eyes.
Okay. Not great. 12.
You saw him and you're able to catch for a moment, but he disappears into the crowd a little bit here. But you do alert to the others that there was a weird guy. What sort of weird?
No, he just bumped into me and then he, like, looked at you for a second and then he just was gone.
Did you catch what he looked like? What he was wearing?
A cloak. He was tall.
That may have been Lorindor. He does not. He keeps himself plain, to disappear in crowds like we have, it seems, witnessed.
Yeah, he's. I don't see him anymore.
what direction did you see him? Perhaps we can pick up on his trail.
That way.
So, you have an idea of where Lorendor may have gone into the marketplace. But with our time, we might have to see where he's hiding in our next session. Assuming that you all go out there to try and find him. But this is where we must end our session today. So, thank you to our players for playing. I do hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I will see you all in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildewitch.com, check us out there. Join us in our Discord if you'd like to jump in a game yourself. And as always, you can follow us here on Twitch for our live streams, or head over to our YouTube to catch our VODs. May the ever-burning light ever guide your steps. Laters.